Hello and welcome to the Crazy Sock Lady YouTube channel. My name is Kay and this is my channel where I share all about my knitting, crocheting, crafting adventures, mostly knitting. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as The Crazy Sock Lady, and we do have a Ravelry group for this podcast. I will have links right down below this video in the description box to everywhere that you can find me, links to the Ravelry group, links to project pages for every project that I will talk about today, as well as links to any shops that I talk about. So I am recording from home today. I've been recording from the office quite often, but today, Monday and Wednesdays, I'm home from the office, and it's just been a pretty busy week. So I thought if I'm gonna squeeze a podcast in, it's gonna have to be on one of my days at home because I have just had so much to do when I'm in the office. So I thought, let's go ahead and just record today. It's going to be a little bit more of a relaxed episode, hopefully, which I'll be honest, sometimes it's nice to kind of take a step back and just sit and chat about what I'm working on without it feeling quite as structured as a podcast does. And what I mean by it being more relaxed is I have none of my finished objects with me. They are actually at the office. I forgot to bring them home. I quickly jotted down a couple of show notes, but I don't have my normal structured show notes. And yeah, it's just a bit more relaxed. We're like, it's taking it back to the days when I didn't have a tripod or anything because y'all are propped up on like every single thing that I could find to get the camera at a decent height. But it's truly, for me, I think it's gonna be nice to take a step back from like the hustle and bustle of the normal podcast episodes anymore and just chat with y'all about what I'm working on. That's really what today is going to focus on. I'm sitting on the stool that we have for our piano, and I'm noticing it's a little squeaky. Probably not the best thing for me to have chosen to sit on today. Dexter is over here asleep in his crate. He is our puppy if you are new. He's 4 months old, I believe. And he's napping. So this was the perfect time to sit down so that I didn't have a lot of puppy interruptions. Okay, so I have project bags all around my feet. It's insanity around here with the amount of works in progress that I have. Truly, it's pretty crazy. So there's a lot to talk about today. I'm just drinking some coffee as usual I have two sets actually of mugs that were my nanny and papa's, my mom's mom and dad, and this is one of them, and I love it so much. I can still remember them sitting and drinking their coffee and my papa dipping his Nutter Butters into the coffee. But yeah, I have no clue where it's from. It's a very old mug and I love it so much. So finished objects, I do have, I think 3. I don't think one of them was finished by the last time. So I'm just gonna put pictures up here because I do have some pictures on my phone that I can put in when I'm editing today. There are 3 pairs of socks. If one of them I've already shown, you'll only see 2 because I know for sure 2 have been finished since the last time. But my September share pair, I'll have to look back. I can't remember if it was finished or not when I recorded the last episode. So that is the share pair, A Rosy Life by Mandy's Makings, and I striped them just like I typically do, alternating colors every 2 rounds. So I'll have a picture up here of those. I loved how those turned out. They were so much fun to knit up. I love striping those share pairs like that. It keeps it vanilla, but also at the same time gives you a little bit of interest and something to do as you're knitting down through the sock, but nothing too complicated. I do have a tutorial for how I alternate those stripes every 2 rounds. It's nothing fancy, but I will link the tutorial if you are interested in watching that. I finished my Hocus Pocus socks. This was a sock set by Gaddy Yarn Co. that we had over in the Crazy Sock Lady Co. shop. They are all sold out right now, but man, look at how good those colors worked up. I love that bright pop of orange on those. They were so much fun to do. And then I also finished my Practical Magic socks, and this was a sock set by Legacy Fiber Arts, the Practical Magic sock set. Again, so much fun to knit up. I loved having both of those kind of Halloween themed sock sets to knit up, and I'm excited that they're done because now I can wear them if the weather ever cools down here in the Midwest. It'll be nice to break them out and wear them, hopefully like the week of Halloween is my hope, that by then we are cool enough. We're having some cool mornings, cool evenings, but the days we've still been, some days it's gotten up to 80. So yeah, all 3 of those pairs of socks got finished. All 3 of them were knit using my Vanilla Socks patterns. I have it on different methods, DPNs, 9-inch, magic loop, and those have tutorials that go along with the written pattern as well. So yes, all of those were knit using those patterns. I have notes on the project pages as far as how many rounds I did for the cuff, the leg, etc. And for how I did the pop of color along the top of Hocus Pocus and Practical Magic. I've really been enjoying that. Okay, works in progress. It's pretty crazy here. I'm just gonna go through, we're gonna chat about what I've been working on. There's a lot. We will chat about the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. I will give warning before I show it. If you have not finished Clue 1, don't fret. I will not just pop it on there. I'll let you know before I show it. Okay. First, actually, what should I start with? There's so much I don't even know where to begin. Let's just start with these because they are open. So I have my socks for the Spooky Socks Make Along, which is a make along that I am co-hosting with Moonglow Yarn Co. and Knitty Natty. And I will link their Instagrams down below. And Moonglow Yarn Co., you can find most of the details over there for the knit along that's taking place on Instagram. So I am using the sock set from Moonglow Yarn Co., Kay's Crazy Cauldron. And I decided the one that I have is a 100 gram skein of this gray and then 7 10-gram minis. So after I knit the first mini into the sock, I thought, okay, I'm gonna have enough for 2 pairs of socks. So I have some craziness going on here, and I need to clean this up because it's starting to get a little bit tangled. I have 4 socks going, a pair for me and then a pair for my mother-in-law. These will actually probably be the ones for my mother-in-law that I've gotten into the gusset decreases on, and then these will be for me. That way, if I don't finish both pairs by October, at least she will get hers. I imagine we'll probably see her before, or she'll come for Halloween or something, but yes. So last night I sat down and I got through the gusset decreases on this one, and I've got the stitches picked up and I'm into the gusset decreases on this one. So I'm hoping to get the gusset decreases done on this probably today, and then I probably won't work on them too much over the rest of the day today and tomorrow. I will save these for this weekend because my sister Cassie and her husband and their daughter are coming to visit on Friday, and I think they're staying until Sunday. So these will be just plain vanilla knitting that I will have to work on, which is perfect for when you're sitting and visiting with company or something. So that'll be nice. But how I did these, I believe I did 25 rounds for the cuff. Either 20 or 25. It'll say on my Ravelry project page. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then I did 8 rounds per mini for all 4 socks. And I had split the main skein into 2. So that's why I'm just doing 2 right now. I didn't want to split it again 2 more times. So I just thought, well, we'll finish the foot on one pair and then finish the foot on the other pair. The feet for me go so quickly because it's just plain vanilla knitting. Most of my socks are plain vanilla anyways, but for me, it's gonna fly for these, I think. So my hope is to have both done by the end of the month. We will see. I am using Chalgu 9-inch circulars for all of these. That's what I have them on. I'm using a US 0 2mm Typically I use a US 2 millimeter for my sock, or 2.25 millimeter, I'm sorry, for my socks. But with 9-inch, my gauge is looser for whatever reason. Who knows? Gauge is a finicky thing. So I go down and it works out great. I think that's it for these. 64 stitches for all of them. Daisy Girl and Company bag. Perfect for Halloween and perfect for these socks because they're so beautiful. So it's nice to be able to see them while they're in the project bag. And I just love their peekaboo bags. So that is my progress on that. This is open, so let's talk about it as well. This is my Arboreal sweater in a bag by Stolen Minutes. Look at that floral, so good. I think last time I talked about, oh, I would love to get the body of this sweater done. I think maybe I even said I would like to get the sweater done. I can't remember, but I have not done either, and that's fine. So I'm close to having the body done. I'm 1 inch away from binding off. Which side is the front? There we go. Oh my goodness, look at that, y'all. I love it so much. So yeah, I am on the ribbing. I have a progress keeper on here. I can't remember where I got it. It's Hocus Pocus. Don't remember who had those, but yeah, on the ribbing. I just measured this morning and I have like 1 inch. It calls for a couple of inches of ribbing, so I'm almost done with the body. I'm very excited. It's still warm here, so I'm not like feeling like it needs to be done right at this moment so I can wear it because it's still pretty warm. And this is a DK weight sweater and it will be a long sleeve sweater. I know I said it's my Arboreal, but that is a pattern by Jennifer Steingass. The yarn that I'm using is by Moonglow Yarn Co. And the main color is Sweater Weather. And the contrast color is Cottonwood Breeze. Beautiful, beautiful combination. And I so loved doing all of the color work at the top. I was very sad when it was done. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for that. I'm using Chalgu needles again. That is like all I use anymore. They are just my favorite needles and the cables are just so good. This has been my 30 minutes of knitting in the morning. When I started Clue 1 of the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, that was taking up 30 minutes of knitting and a lot of other knitting because I was so anxious to get the clue done, and I'll talk more about that later. But now that that clue's done, I've been back to this is 30 minutes of knitting in the morning. And I do still have my bean and olive. I'm working on that. I did work on the body a little bit, but there's just not much to show on it. Not much progress. All right, let's show these socks. I have these are in a bag by Midwest Stitches. Cute pumpkin bag. This is yarn that I got at Wool Gathering in Yellow Springs, Ohio. This is by Deep Dyed Yarns on their Good Juju base, which is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. The colorway is Strange Brew. Oh, look how pretty that is. So I am knitting the String of Lights sock pattern by Lindsay of Sock Witchery. Oh, and that reminds me, because I messaged Lindsay about this morning, my Arboreal, I forgot to go down a needle size for the ribbing on the body. And I just realized it this morning, 1 inch into the ribbing. And I was like, I don't think I really care. So I text Lindsay just to like get that second opinion, like this is fine, right? Like I don't need the ribbing to be tied around my hips anyways, so this will be good, right? She gave support like like a good knitting friend does, and we're good. I'm not ripping back, it's fine. I don't want it super tight on the bottom anyways. I would rather have it just be straight down and not like cinch in any. So I'm just going with it. But yes, these, I'm knitting String of Lights by Lindsay of Sock Witchery. These are gonna be socks from my mother-in-law. I'm hoping to have a nice little stack of finished socks for you, Teresa, by the next time you come to visit, including these. But yeah, I'm loving how this yarn is, that it's just like spiraling down. It looks so cool. So I'm knitting these on two 16-inch circular ChiaoGoo US 1 2.25 millimeter needles. I've cast on 64 stitches. Thoroughly enjoying them. These have been, I started them a little while back, so I don't have a ton of progress yet, like when you think about when I started them, but they've kind of been now my in the car knitting when Eric's driving, so that's nice. Or if I'm waiting in line at the school or something. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, I can show these. So I started my October share a pair set, sorry. Making sure I was not dropping stitches. And that green is like crazy bright. It's getting pretty blown out, but I mean, it is like, it's bright. It's a very, very good green for a October share a pair. So this share a pair is Silly Monsters, and it's by Mandy's Makings. I'm striping them again, but I'm doing heel toe do-si do this time. I don't think I've ever done heel toe do-si do in a share a pair set. And it's definitely going to be blown out. I guess maybe if I turn it that way, that's better. Look how fun that looks with the heel toe do-si do pattern. That is one of my patterns. It's available on Ravelry and Etsy. It is just on the front, so you have the back just plain stockinette. And I think this Progress Keeper is probably from Sucra Miniatures. Not positive. Again, 9-inch ChiaoGoo. So good. I'm really, really pleased with how that's working up. I have this in a bag, another bag by Midwest Stitches. Hocus Pocus bag. Okay, I don't think, I have other sock projects in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think any of them, this one had a little bit of work, I think. So I'll show this and then we'll talk about the mystery knit along. A tiny bit. So this is in a bag by Stolen Minutes. And this is my Crazy Sock Lady socks. This is a colorway by Kimber's Cozy Creations that she dyed exclusively for Crazy Sock Lady Co. And it'll be back in the shop within the next couple of weeks, probably, or early November sometime. Definitely, if you want to see what's going into the shop, Instagram is where you want to follow me. But I got a little bit done on the foot of this. I have my Summer Sock Camp Progress Keeper on there. I do still have very little bit of these in the shop, and they are on sale. But this colorway is so pretty. My coffee pot is no longer keeping my coffee warm. I use the Contrast Mini for the heel, and I'm going to use it for the toe, and then just for that pop at the top like I like to do. Again, 9-inch, excuse me. Obviously 9-inch has been a favorite lately. I don't ever have like an all-time favorite. I bounce around, but I do go through times where I'm like a little heavier on Magic Loop or a little heavier on 9-inch. Right now I think it's 9-inch. But yeah, this is just vanilla socks on 9-inch is the pattern that I'm following. And those got a little bit of work because they've been in the basket by my chair right here. And I think there was one evening where I finished a sock and I can't remember which sock it was, the Hocus Pocus maybe, and I didn't have any other sock projects in that basket, and I did not feel like having a sweater on my lap because Dexter was in the chair, so I grabbed that sock, and that's why it got some work. I love the yarn. I don't know why I haven't picked it up and just finished them. They're at a good spot too for this weekend though, I guess. So maybe they'll get some work on them this weekend. Okay. Should we talk about the mystery knit along? Like I said, I have quite a few other sock projects in this tote right here, but we'll just save them since they haven't really been touched. So I have my mystery knit along in a bag by Fringe Supply Co., which they are no longer in business, but it's one of my favorite large bags. It has so many pockets. I need to see if I can find some of these on like D-Stash or something somewhere, because I do love this bag. All right, I'll show the yarn first, and then I will let you know when I'm going to show the progress. I finished Clue 1. So Clue 1 came out on this past Friday, the 8th, and Clue 2 comes out this coming Friday, the 15th. I can't wait for Clue 2 to come out. So here is my yarns. So I'll just show them a couple at a time. So they're all by Mandy's Makings. This is Crisp Air Blue Jeans. Or no, not blue jeans, Worn In Jeans. I'm sorry. I knew I was not going to remember all these names. Wooden Beams. Golden Wheat Fields. And Countryside Drive. Not bad. They are all on my project page. So I'm going to show Clue 1 now. I won't really like say much about it, but I am going to show it. I will let you know when it is off the camera. So if you have not finished Clue 1, I don't want to ruin it for you. Look away until I say to look back. Give a close up. Okay, if you're looking away, you may now look back. It is safe to do so. I'm obsessed with it. It was so much fun to work up. This is the second mystery knit along that I've done of his, and wow. Last year's was so much fun that I just knew I had to do this year's, and I am so very happy that I did. I am pretty obsessed with it. I feel like I learned so much, and that he has such different techniques and different ways that he does things that that's what makes the mystery so fun for me, is going through it and he tells you to do something and then it's like, oh my gosh, why are we doing this? Where's this gonna go? It was a lot of fun. So I went over to Carrie's on the 8th and we cast on together. He does have a video. People that are intimidated by his patterns as far as the techniques and things go, he has great videos. He's a great teacher. So I say don't be worried about that. Dive in and learn something new. And in the end, if you're like, this is just not working for me, it's just knitting and you can rip it out and use the yarn for something else. So yes, don't be intimidated by the techniques or think that things look hard, because he has videos for the clues. In this last video, it was like an hour long. He went through everything that you would need to learn for this. He's great. So that was a lot of fun to cast on together. Yeah, and it's just so much fun. But I was in, and he says, I can't remember what he said in the video. Embrace your own pace or something. It's not a race, embrace your own pace, I think is what he said. And I'm like, that's great, but I know I'm gonna be like, I gotta get this done, I gotta get this done. And that's how I was, because typically when it comes to like spoilers for things, whether it's a book, a TV show, a movie, I will search for spoilers if I'm being impatient. I do not mind spoilers. For some reason with this, I'm like, no, I do not want to see anybody's Clue 1. I don't want to. I just don't want that spoiler. I don't want to accidentally see something. So I was really trying to stay off of Instagram, and then that becomes a whole thing that's hard because I like looking at everybody's progress on things that they're working on, even like not just this, but I like seeing everybody's socks they're posting or the yarn they're posting, just scrolling through Instagram and catching up with people and their stories. And I was like, I don't want it to be ruined. So I really tried so hard to not get on Instagram. So then it became, okay, I need to get this done so I can get on Instagram more, because I would like get on Instagram and kind of like, oh, what's the picture gonna be that shows? And a lot of people do try to post like something, because he said, I'm pretty sure he says to do that, like post your yarn as your first picture and then like your spoiler is like the second or third. Sometimes the first thing that pops up on my feed will be like the second or third picture. It won't be somebody's first picture. So I just did not want that to happen. And that's nobody's fault. That's Instagram that for some reason pops things back up in your feed and shows the second, third, fourth, like whatever picture. It doesn't always just show the first. So yeah, I tried so hard not to be on Instagram until I finished Clue 1. I think I finished Clue 1 Monday? I can't remember now. Sunday or Monday? I don't remember, but it didn't take me too long to finish it. It's pretty small still at this point. It will get bigger, and I will probably reach a point where I'm not able to keep up to be able to like not see a spoiler. I'm probably gonna reach a point where it's like, okay, I just can't do that. This weekend may be that point because the Clue comes out on Friday. I'm not sure what time my sister and them are getting here Friday. They might leave, which I would love for them to leave like at 5 a.m. and be here by what time would they be here? They would be here by 8 probably if they left at 5. I would love that. They can leave as early as they want and get here because that gives me more time with them. But I will probably not be able to work on Clue 2 much this weekend, just because you do have to think and focus and sometimes count things, and it's not a vanilla sock mindless type of knit. So yeah, maybe in the mornings, if I'm up before everyone, I'll have a little bit of time on it, but we'll see. So that's my mystery knit along. Now I did grab, so I still have Lily's and Henley's Bean and Olive pullovers, and I'm gonna give Lily hers this weekend when she's here, and then I'm going to send Henley's back with Cassie because she'll see Courtney. They live in the same town, so she'll see her before I see her. But I remembered that I cast on a hat for Lily. I don't remember when. I'd have to look at my project page, but it's been a while. It's been sitting in a project bag. And I was like, okay, why don't I try to get this hat done before they go home on Sunday? Maybe before they even get here. If this is all I work on today and tomorrow, I could make that happen, but we will see. So this is in a project bag that I got, oh goodness, years ago from Amy of Dandelion and Dogwood. So pretty and sparkly on the bottom. And it has a bell. I'm surprised Calvin's not waking up. He's over here asleep as well. So this hat, I want to say it was a free pattern, but don't hold me to that because I'm not positive. It is the Cabled Hat by Doris Stevenson. I'm not very far. There are 3 sizes, baby, child, and adult. I cast on the child size. Hopefully it will work. If it does not end up working for her, I can always say, okay, we'll give this one to Henley and I'll make another one in the adult size. But I think this should be good. She just turned 6, right? I'm so bad with remembering ages. But yeah, not very much done at all. I don't know that if I'm even done with the ribbing. So this has just been sitting since I started it. I think I finished this a little bit and it's been sitting ever since. These are Chalgu DPNs, size US 4, 3.5 millimeter. I have other DPNs in here too, so I'm assuming I need to switch at some point. What are these? These are US 7, 4 millimeter knit picks. I'm assuming I have to switch to a larger size needle. I'm using Knit Picks Brava Worsted in the Cotton Candy colorway. It's very pretty pink. She will love it. I just need to get it done. It would be nice to send her home with it because I haven't knit her a hat. I think I might have made her one for last year, but it was kind of small even when I sent it to her, and she's for sure probably outgrown it. So she needs a new winter hat from Auntie K. All right, that's it for works in progress. Busted out an old work in progress, and I actually last Wednesday, I think, sat down and made a list. So I have all of my projects on Ravelry. I try to keep that updated so that y'all, mostly for y'all, so that you can go and see, like if you have a question about needle size I'm using or something I've done, if I've made notes on it, you can find that there. Otherwise, I don't know I would be that good at keeping up with it. But anyways, so I have all of my projects on there, but I am such a pencil, paper gal that I went through and made a list, wrote down on actual paper, a list of all of my works in progress. It was kind of scary to see how many I have, like actually there on paper. It's a pretty big list. So I would love to try before December 1st to clear some of these things off of the needles. If I can get this hat done, that is a start to clearing an old, like languishing whip off of the needles. I have quite a few scrappy blankets and things. I don't count those because those are such long-term projects, but I do have like, there are Advent projects from last year that I just did not do the border on the shawl, or one's like Advent leftover socks and I didn't finish them. And I think it's the second sock just needs like a little bit left. I haven't pulled it out to look, but if I'm remembering correctly, it does not need anything, that it should have been sitting since last December. So I for sure would like to have the Advent stuff off of my needles before I start new Advent stuff. And that's gonna be here before we know it. That's crazy to think about, but we're already mid-October pretty much. So it's gonna be here before we know it. I gotta get some stuff off the needles. So that's my hope, is to, I have no, like, I'm not delusional, and I don't think I'm going to get all of my whips off my needles before December 1st. But if I can get some of them off, and I can, at the very least, finish last year's Advent projects before I start this year's Advent projects, then I will call it a win. And clear some of these sock projects off, because, I mean, obviously I'm the crazy sock lady, but right now it's like, I just don't even know how to describe the craziness, because I've cast on so many socks that it is insane. I just love them. But I need to finish some before I start some new ones. So yeah, get some socks off the needles, get last year's Advent projects off the needles, and then I will feel so much better. So since I'm home today, I do not have things that I've received in the mail with me. I have something that came yesterday, so you'll get to see something, but I had a couple other things that I received in the mail, and I'm not at the office to show them. They are there. So there's that. I just didn't feel, I didn't yesterday. I was like, I am just gonna grab my camera and I'm just gonna record a relaxed podcast tomorrow and just not stress about anything. We do have giveaway winners to announce, so don't worry. I'll put up a slide with those in just a bit. But the only mail that I have to show is what came yesterday. This is from Bumblebee Acres. And I could not resist this colorway. This is Where Are You Christmas, the Grinch inspired. This is on their Coquette, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, a sock, which I've knit socks for Eric out of this space and loved working with it, and he loves the socks. It is a 75% American Cordale, 25% nylon fingering weight. It is beautiful. So pretty. I really want to knit these this December. We'll see if it happens, but so gorgeous. I mean, perfect for, like, it makes me think of the Grinch and Whoville. That's one of my favorite Christmas movies. And they also put in this little bit. This would be some fun socks for Lily, wouldn't it? That's what I might have to do with this. This would be super fun. So yeah, that's all I've got to show for mail for this time. Do you guys see my little Halloween house back here? You've seen this. If you're a longtime viewer, you've seen this before. But this is my, it's actually a tissue box cover, but my tissues right now, this was the only kind of boxes that they had at the store, so it's not the right size to fit in here, but the tissues come out the chimney and it's so sweet. But yeah, I made this years ago. It is one of my favorite finished objects of any craft I've ever done. I just adore it. It was so much fun to do. And I mean, the shutters, like, I don't know, I love it. So yeah, this is plastic canvas. I'm almost positive I ordered it from Mary Maxim. And I have a couple of other, I started a Santa one that I have not finished. I started that like last year, I think. I didn't count those in my works in progress. I have a cross stitch and a plastic canvas going that I haven't touched in ages because knitting. But yeah, I don't know. I thought I'd show that real quick. It's one of my favorite things ever. Then I have a Hocus Pocus. I painted this, gosh, 2 years ago now, I think, with my neighbor Stephanie in Arizona. We got together and painted a Hocus Pocus palette thing. Normally I hang it on the wall, but I just kind of propped it up back here. We haven't hung too much on the walls in here, which you can maybe tell. I can tell when I talk in here because there's a tile floor and it's very echoey, and I feel like it's probably because we don't have a lot on the walls. But anyways, yeah, thought I'd show a little bit with my background here. Sitting at the piano. All right, what else? I think that's kind of it. The shop has been updated. So Austin did not have school on Monday. So we went in to the office. He went with me and he helped inventory things. He put together rose gold notions tins for y'all. So those are back in stock. My little scissors are back in stock. My favorite scissors. You guys have seen them, but let me find a pair to show you in case you haven't. My snips. These are back in stock. I love that they have the cover. So yeah, these are back in stock. There's green, pink, and yellow. So if you've been waiting on those are in stock. I restocked the Sock It To Me little chart things. Those are back in stock. We have some fun sock charms. I brought them to put on my socks, but I have not done so yet. So these are by Monster Knits, exclusively for Crazy Sock Lady Co. They're sock charm progress keepers. Look how cute those are. Oh my gosh, they're so fun. So this one is on a closed ring, and then we have lobster clasp and lever back as well. So some different options for those. And I did do a yarn restock. So if you want to keep up to date with things when they go into the shop, Instagram is the place that I post. You can set up notifications so that you get a notification when I post on my grid as well as in my stories, because stories is usually where I'll post, sometimes in the grid, always stories. I did have a homespun house yarn, so I am so excited to announce that Crazy Sock Lady Co. is going to be a stockist for a homespun house. I've been keeping that a secret for a little bit, and I was so thrilled when I got that first wholesale order. I love Molly's yarn. I followed her for years. and we've definitely been chatting more over the years. And yeah, it's so fun to get to work with her. She's someone that I definitely admire, and yeah, it was lovely to work with her on the wholesale order and be able to bring that yarn to y'all here in the States now that she is back living in Germany. Very exciting. That yarn did already sell out. That's why I said if you want to be notified, go to Instagram. That yarn sold out so much quicker than I anticipated. And I had so many messages and emails wanting to know if I will be getting more. And yes, I am working with Molly on doing another wholesale order. So just keep an eye out. Follow me on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram, I mean, you can't always get on and just have an account that's just for your knitting. That's what some people do. It's totally up to you, but that is the place to get those notifications and know as soon as something goes in the shop. We do also have Sheep Dipped Dye Works yarn, a restock of that, and these are 2 at a time socks. So it is 100 grams total, but they are split into 2 50-gram skeins. So they are ready to go for 2 at a time socks. We have, oh gosh, I think 4, maybe 5 different colorways of that yarn. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I'm not there to look. So definitely head over. I'll try to pop some pictures up here of some of these things that I'm talking about. But that yarn's in the shop. We do still have some Gaddy Yarn Co. sock sets left, Practical Magic, as well as Camp Crystal Lake. I think those are the 2 we have left. And yeah, if you're heading over to the shop, so I think some people pull up the website and they see down at the bottom, there's a featured collection at the bottom of the page. And they think, oh, that's all that's in the shop right now. She must be sold out of the other things. No, there's only like a featured set amount of things right there at the bottom of the page. So you want to hit up at the top, like it'll say shop, you can pull that up and then you can shop knitting needles, notions, yarn, or you can also use the search option on Crazy Sock Lady Co. And if you go and you're looking for the snips, you can type in snips and it should pull those scissors, that listing right up for you. So that is definitely a good way to find something if you're going and looking for something in particular. If you're just wanting to browse, you can hit that shop button and just browse through knitting needles, notions, yarn, merchandise, all those different things. All right, I think that's it for today. We do have the winners for the last episode for the pumpkin socks pattern by Debbie Ford. So I am going to put a slide up right here with the winners' names. If you are one of the winners, first, congratulations. Second, please contact me at crazystockladypodcast@gmail.com. Let me know your Ravelry name if you want the pattern gifted to you on Ravelry. And I'm sure she will also email it if you are not on Ravelry. So just email me, let me know how that pattern can be sent over to you. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, a little bit more of a laid back, relaxed, hopefully, episode. I've thoroughly enjoyed just sitting down and chatting with y'all about what I'm working on, and I will see you guys again soon. Until then, happy knitting. Bye.